every single voice that lives across and around the world. Children are dying, children are being raped, mothers are burying their children.
نام جاویده وطن صبح امید وطن جلوتان در آسمان همچون مهر جاودان وطن هستی من شور و سرمستی من جلوتان در آسمان همچون مهر جاودان بشنو سوز سخنم که هم آواز تو منم همه جانم
Good afternoon and welcome to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had a blessed weekend. And as always, I hope you're staying safe, staying sane, and staying educated on important topics of what is happening around us. As always, there's a lot to talk about, and there's about 28 minutes to talk about. So let's get to it. The revolution in Iran is still ongoing, thankfully. And our media is fairly still quiet about it. I received an email from one of the people I would consider one of my strongest supporters here on Lindell TV. With the ID or ID on the email, Texas Freedom, with a link to a website that is covering Iran's situation very nicely. So thank you for sending me that link. It was definitely, it put a smile on my face to know that they're not necessarily mainstream or even big, but they are covering the situation in Iran. So thank you for sending that. But in general, our media is still fairly quiet about it. Or if they are reporting, they're reporting either half-truth or washed-down version of it. So the crackdowns are still also taking place. Many are still being arrested. And many are still being beat up. And many are still being killed. In no shape or form, one matters more than the other, but I try to inform you as I get the information myself. So they published this news as Mahsa number 2, but you're looking at the picture of Ernika. She is 17 years old. She was arrested, of course, for not wearing the hijab, and same as Mahsa Amini. After a couple of hours, she was transferred to the hospital. And unfortunately, yesterday morning, she passed away. I go back to the ironic that on September 16, people of Iran took to the streets in protest of killing of Mahsa Amini. And today, on October 24th, the regime is still killing people to prove that they didn't kill Mahsa Amini. I'm pretty sure I probably sound like a broken record at this time. But what can I say? Negin, 21 years old. Student at Hamadan University. She was studying engineering. And she was killed by morality police and task forces, or whatever we want to call them. I call them Islamic police of Iran. She was killed on one of the university protests in Hamadan. 21 years old. The video I played at the beginning of today's show, she is right. There is a report that I have failed to find it anywhere in English or on American media or European media. A video came out in Farsi. A father mentions on the video that his daughter was arrested, a teenager, and after a couple of days of not knowing where she's at, they finally figured out where she's being held. And after chasing after, police and all, they finally got authorization to go visit her. Her mother called her. I apologize. She contacted her mother from prison, and the mother said, "We're coming to see you. Do you need anything? I can bring you." And this teenager girl says, "I don't need anything except if you can somehow bring me." They don't call it in Iran Plan B, but I'm gonna use the term Plan B because you're familiar with it. This daughter on the video was, as you can imagine, losing his mind over the fact that they have arrested my daughter, but clearly they have raped her. Otherwise, she wouldn't need an abortion pill or Plan B pill. But it's all good, right? It's all good because it hasn't happened in America yet. But this one is somewhat interesting. As you can see on the screen, there was a graffiti on the walls in Tehran of Robert Malley being called the terrorism lobby for Iran. There are requests out by Iranian Americans, by Iranian Iranians, by protesters, by everyone, for Robert Malley to step down and let it go. Just in case, 1 in a million, anyone on my audience that doesn't know or is not familiar with Robert Malley, he is the head of negotiations for JCPOA or Iran deal. And he actually had the nerves yesterday to say that neither me or the US can speak on behalf of the Iranian people. Well, yeah, you can't. But here's what you could do. Stop negotiating. Abandon your evil plan of Iran deal. Stop using Iranian people's bravery, strength, death to complete your deal. Because right now, the Biden regime is trying to continue negotiating with the regime using Iranian people as leverage. This revolution as leverage. The reason I'm bringing this up is I'm hoping somewhere, somehow, someone in audience will be ticked off that this isn't just, again, this is just not some revolution in Iran. It's what's affecting us directly. And if we don't do something about it, it's just going to get worse for us here as well. To answer the question of what is there to be done, plenty. I have said this too many times. As I said earlier, I sound like a broken record, don't I? But there's plenty to be done. We are still in power. We are still we the people. As I mentioned yesterday on Let's Be Frank with Michael, 80,000 people showed up at the rally on Saturday in Berlin, Germany. And I'm going to remind all my fellow Americans, remember, Americans as of right now, based on our Constitution, we have more rights than any other country. 80,000 people show up in Berlin. How many people do you think we can get to show up in front of DC to protest the Iran deal negotiation? How many? Like, just take a wild guess. I can't even take that guess. And no, I'm not discouraged or I'm not giving up. I mean, come on. How can I ever think of giving up? I look at Iranians, girls, boys, young, on the streets of Iran, and all I want to do is somehow find a way back into Iran and just join them. So this isn't me giving up. This isn't me complaining. This is me informing. In all aspects, from every front, America is under attack. Americans are not even trying to defend America or themselves. So, where does it go from here? Well, I don't know. I don't see into the future. What I do know is if we don't do something, it is not going to be pleasant and it is not going to be in our favor at all. Midterms are coming up. And even though I'm not the person who talks about election or midterms or candidates, but I can't help but to think that most of us already know what the result of this midterm is going to be. But the question is, are we ready to react? If you missed our show yesterday, let's be frank, we actually discussed the lack of reaction by American governments in last 39 years of Islamic war or terror by Iran on America and Americans. Today I want to talk about our Americans, not the American government, but the people of America's lack of reaction. Sometimes I feel like maybe social media has kind of sort of played a role in our lack of reaction, because tweeting and Facebooking and sharing and liking, especially liking, because a huge part of our responsibility is relief when we just click a like. I did my part. I liked the post. Yes, if you didn't pick up the tone of sarcasm, that was sarcastic. That was sarcasm. On social media, it's turning into, well, I'm doing my part. I'm informing. We have passed that phase. We need to, and I know I said all of this yesterday and most likely Friday and most likely Thursday and most likely 2 months ago, but I will repeatedly say it until it happens. Now, just in case if anyone has a question of, I mentioned we will have some call to actions, some gatherings. Why is it that we haven't made the move yet? I'm going to be very honest with you. I did put a call to action out yesterday and I said, sign up or email us so we can start signing you up for these gatherings or rallies. And I have received literally zero email or signups. As I said, I can't organize a rally and go show up by myself or maybe 2 other people. Probably 5 of my good friends are going to join me. 6 of us are not going to make any impact at all. The only thing we will do with 6 of us showing up somewhere to rally is give more ammunition to the left to mock the right and take away more hope from the right. So I'm not going to make that mistake. I won't. I have witnessed too many people, such as I said, Will Johnson. Will Johnson used to do a lot of rallies. And at some point he stopped, rightfully so, because people are not showing up. It takes a lot of time and work and organization to put a rally or a protest together. And when people don't show up, they don't show up. It's just a waste of time. So I want to make sure that if anybody has a question of, well, Annie, you keep talking about we got to show up. What are you planning to do? Well, I have organized many rallies and events and petitions, and that's how we did our rescue cases. But being very well aware that people won't show up gives me the reason not to start it. Will I do a smaller entity in my local area? Absolutely. Will I shoot bigger for like DC? No. No. Or something in, I don't know, Ohio? No. As I said, nothing big until at least I know I can get 100 people to show up. It is, yeah. I don't know. I don't even know what is. America is being taken away, guys. It is. And complaints, anger, prayers. At this point, that none of that is enough. Let's take a quick break before I repeat the repetition of what I've been repeating for sake of repeating forever. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, I want to talk to you about Reza Aslan. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and I'm here to tell you about my new product from MyPillow. Towels that actually work. Watch this absorbency test. Here's another towel that we randomly went out and bought. Here's one of my towels with the nice design. I don't know if you can see this, but you could line a swimming pool with this. This is crazy. Get rid of it. Towels that actually work.
The new MyPillow towels are exclusively made with 100% USA combed cotton with proprietary technology and with maximum absorbency. They dry you faster and are guaranteed to work.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now. Retailers have canceled MyPillow. And to thank you for all your support, I'm going to pass the savings directly on to you. Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts on all MyPillow products. For example, you get my dog beds for as low as $19.99. Or for a limited time, you can get my 6-piece towel sets, regularly $109.99, now only $39.99. The lowest price ever with your promo code.
Welcome back to Live Up to Freedom. Thank you so much for staying with me until now, if you have. Reza Aslan, just in case if you're not familiar with Reza Aslan, he's an Iranian American know-it-all. Seriously, he claims to know it all. He's a Muslim. He is been for many years promoter of Islam, Islamization, Islamic Republic of Iran's regime. He has defended them. He has defended CAIR. He's written books. He was, I think he used to, I don't know if he's still on CNN, but, you know, big shot guy. Huge voice, huge audience, all that. Very much disliked by Iranian society. Of course, clearly we don't like those who lobby for Islamic Republic of Iran anywhere, especially in America. But, you know, he's a leftist, so he gets away with whatever he says. But he used to be, until yesterday, he was one of the advisors to NIAC. Just in case if you missed my show last week, I talked about NIAC, which is National Iranian American Council, Absolute Islamic Republic of Iran plant. My allergies are apparently decided to just kick in right now. You see, I'm even allergic to the name Reza Aslan. I covered NIAC last week. If you don't mind catching that video, I actually titled it with NIAC, so you can find it. Anyhow, Reza was an advisor to NIAC. Yesterday, Reza Aslan decided to put out a video and announce that he has stepped down from his advisory position with NIAC because NIAC is, you know, the Islamic Republic of Iran's regime's lobbyist, yada, 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 yada. I noticed a few people, a few outlets bought into it, and now he's getting a lot of attention on, oh, Reza Aslan walked away. Reza Aslan is on the side of people of Iran. No. I figured I should definitely, whatever far this video goes, I should mention Reza Aslan is still the same rat he has always been. Reza Aslan will never ever turn his back to Islam or Islamic regime. Reza Aslan is one of those people who has been ordered by the regime to act as he is on our side. Reza Aslan is not this brave Iranian American, one outlet, one channel described him as brave Iranian American that speaks out against Nayek. I'm like, Reza Aslan and brave does not go in the same sentence. Reza Aslan and coward, on the other hand, perfect match of a sentencing. It fits perfectly. So, I just figured I'm going to put this out there. In no shape or form are Iranians buying into Reza Aslan's new act. And I strongly suggest my fellow Americans, leftists, rightists, whatever you are, do not buy into Reza Aslan's new act. This is another paid programming brought to you by Islamic Republic of Iran, hosted by Reza Aslan. That's all there is to it. This man is one of the most disgraceful people that have sold his soul to the devil many years ago. And where he's standing today is because of that deal. And as I said, he does not have neither the bravery nor the strength to ever stand against the regime. That's that. Reza Aslan shall not be trusted. So because I know few of you do a lot of reposting of Iranian channels, especially if they are on Twitter. So I just wanted to make sure, please don't retweet or reply or do any positive reaction, give any positive reaction to Reza Aslan, because he's playing everybody. He can't play some of us, but he most definitely can play those who are not necessarily familiar with him deeply. Especially because, in America, we love redemption. We love those, who, I used to be a Democrat, now I'm a Republican, or I used to be this, now I'm that. He is playing on that emotion. Don't believe him. Don't. As I said on his own post, I will believe you the moment you repeat the chants on the streets of Iran. If you ever repeat death to dictator, death to Khamenei, or Mullah shall go, any of that, I might consider possibly from far away giving you a chance of maybe you woke up. Otherwise, you're sitting on camera saying, I am with people of Iran and I'm not going to work with Nayek anymore because that is not a right thing to do. That's not going to at least earn my trust toward you. That's for Reza Aslan. Now, I'm going to try to finish the thought that I started, but then I got a little, as always, sidetracked with a different topic. And what I was going to talk about was the midterms coming up. There are talks, which I should actually plug this real quick, just in case you missed it, on election day, which I believe it's a Tuesday. Lindell TV, Brannon House, Mike Lindell, Roger Stone, Pete Santelli, and few others that I do apologize as I'm drawing a blank on their names. There will be a special programming of election night right here on Lindell 1. And considering we're expecting, or Brandon and the team are expecting not to have the result the same night, it will carry over to Wednesday. So Tuesday night and all day Wednesday, Lindell TV will have a special election programming hosted by Brannon House, Mike Lindell, and a special guest with them will be Roger Stone and Pete Santelli. You do not want to miss that. And I know we're all going to be glued to something to get the election news and election result. And I don't think we can find the most trusted source to tell us the truth and not call every state for whomever they like Fox News and Newsmax, would be Lindell TV. So I just remember to put that plug. That's what we need to do. And then since I'm doing plug, I know I got to get to the midterm thought I have, but since I'm doing plugs, myastore.com and mypillow.com, promo code AC21, my art store, LUTF.com, LUTF, abbreviation for Live Up to Freedom, LUTF, a studio, there's no S at the end, just one studio.com, promo code Frank, if you want to support me, by purchasing my art. I am taking Christmas special custom orders right now, so if there's anything you have in mind of my items, you just don't like the color or the combination, just write me and I can do that. Also, I do believe, you know what, I'm not going to leave that announcement until I have clear answer to make that announcement. Anyways, So if you're doing your Christmas shopping and stuff, don't forget about me and my promo code. That would be very helpful. Now, midterm. Midterm's coming. And there are only two possible scenarios. Only two. The red wave, many have been talking about, or the blue wave, right? I'm pretty sure there won't be a purple wave going on. So I want to just put my own personal thoughts into this. If there is a blue wave, we all know what's up there. And I want to get ahead of this and say, as Americans, as humans even, you all, including myself, we all have the right to petition and question our government. Now, I understand in 2020 election, many got arrested. They got, there was so much hostility. But that's what happens when you deal with dictatorship, when you deal with Marxism, socialism, communism, Islamism, you name them, whatever Islam is involved. When you deal with that, when you try to expose them, this happens. They try to crack down whatever is going on, like Iran is doing right now, right? But also, consistency from the side of the people can make a major difference. Again, I'll take you back to look at what's happening in Iran. In no shape or form am I promoting anything illegal, anything violent. No. I'm not talking violence. I'm not talking Second Amendment. No. I am talking simple protesting and petitioning your government. That's all I'm saying. But showing up one day, being January 6th, things go south, we all run back home, and that's not what I'm talking about. It needs consistency. You don't need to go all the way to DC. You can do it locally at your own local area. You can do it in front of your own city hall. I'm hoping, I am so praying that things go that way. We will stand up, we will rise up, and once and for all, we will put an end to my English is so not cooperative today, is it? Anyhow, we put an end to the corruption that has been running inside our government for way too many years. And again, I will not blame Democrats only, because this is not a Democrat only plan. This is not a Democrat only corruption. Now, let's say a red wave comes in. Fabulous. That's what we're looking for, right? While we celebrate, let's not drop our guard down. Let's not get all cheered up that problem solved itself. Two things keep in mind. Sometimes when the enemy is playing their game of diplomacy, they will give you a couple of small wins to calm you down, to cool you off, and to get rid of you momentarily until the next big hit. So keep that in mind if a red wave comes in. Okay? I am not disputing the overwhelming, the algorithm. I'm not disputing any of that. I'm just saying, let's look at every possibility. This midterm is very crucial. Very crucial. The second thing is, let's pay a closer attention to the red wavers. I don't even know what that means. Candidates. Let's not get all blinded again with they're perfect. First of all, nobody's perfect. Secondly, every candidate will make a mistake. Now, what I'm asking you to do is, while you praise your favorite candidate, red candidate who won the election, at the same time, do continue holding them accountable. If you see one of them giving platform to a Muslim candidate, call them out on it. If you see one of them getting too close and bubbly with a rhino or a liberal, call them out on it. That's all I'm asking. I feel like if we would have these notes in between 2016 until today, maybe, just maybe, situation would be a little tiny bit different. Now, it's just my personal opinion. It's been what I've been absorbing, doing what I do. You don't have to listen to me. I just offered my opinion. Now, I gotta wrap up because, well, I'm out of time. please, please stand up. I'm going to leave it at that. Stay safe, stay vigilant, and may God bless you and God bless America. Goodbye, guys.